We're coming at you with an intermediate spine class today. You will need for this class a few props. A yoga block will be super handy, although if you don't have that one, you can use a pillow, a sturdy pillow or kind of a thicker pillow, something that has some heft to it will be your best friend. And then you're going to need a book. If you have something that's sort of like larger, like a textbook or a cookbook sort of size, something that's like 8.5 by 11-ish, that will feel the best. But if you don't have that, you can make do with whatever you've got. In addition to those objects, you will need a couch or other sturdy surface that's about seat height that you can place your feet on, or that could support your upper back in sort of a bridge scenario. So it needs to be something, that's like up against a wall or that's sturdy enough that it's not going to slide if you're pushing your body weight against it. So the couch really will be the couch is your gym. All right, cool. So come onto hands and knees. We're going to learn 3 different variations of the cat-cow, and then I'm going to ask you to pick your favorite or the one that feels most productive for you, and we're going to do that for time. As we do, if you take this class multiple times, you can pick different variations each time, and that's a really nice choose your own adventure moment. All right, so starting with our traditional, make sure you have even weight in your knees and your hands, and then starting at your tailbone and moving up towards your head, start to round your back piece by piece, moving through the low back, middle back, upper back, in between those shoulder blades, and then finally the head and neck come along. Pause there. Starting again at the tail, you're going to lift your tail feathers to the sky, start to find some arch or extension at your low back, middle back, upper back, traveling in between the shoulder blades, and finally the neck comes in. So that's version 1. Version 2, you're going to walk your hands a little bit to the right, such that you end up in a little bit of a side bend shape. And please choose something that feels really comfortable for you, nothing that feels stressful. And then in this little C shape, this lateral flexion, we're going to try to find that same cat-cow segmentation that we just did. It's going to feel way different. So do your best, tuck your tail under. Start to round up through your spine, slowly but surely, piece by piece, tuning into what feels different. Once you get fully round, lift your tail feathers, start to find an arch, slowly but surely, piece by piece, coming into full spinal extension. Nice. We'll just do one there. This is again our sample menu. Walk your hands over to the other side, and here you will start to tuck your tail under, slowly rounding up through your spine piece by piece, maybe tuning into what feels different now that you're laterally flexed to the other side. Might feel very different. And then slowly, segment by segment, coming into full spinal extension. How slow should you go is always the question that I get, and it's really about moving at the speed of your awareness of your ability to control those segments. So always feel empowered to pause, to go slower than you see us going. Okay, last variation to choose from is just our cat-cow, but starting moving from the head down to the tail versus moving from the tail coming up to the head. So start in a normal quadruped position. You're going to begin flexing by tucking your chin into your throat, nodding your nose to your chest, rounding your neck, rounding through those pesky upper back segments in between the shoulder blades, rounding through your ribs, behind the t-shirt logo, through your waist, rounding your belly button, and finally tucking that tail under. Now pause here, stay as round as you can. Start to lift your chin forward through your arms. Start to send your collarbones through your arms. Pull that t-shirt logo through your arms, finding extension from head to tail. Good. Okay, so traditional cat-cow, head to tail cat-cow, what you just did, or laterally flexed. We're going to work for 2 minutes. So if you pick that lateral flexion, I'll give you the halfway marker so you can switch which side you're on. Otherwise, pick your poison. Which one are you going to do, Will?
I think I'll do the lateral flexion one.
Nice. Isn't that fun? I was inspired by our buddy Moses Bernard for that one. All right, so find your setup. Take a deep breath in, just settle in, feel your points of contact with the floor, and then begin to round your back, segment by segment. Moving through piece by piece, really tuning into the sensations of what is contracting to bring you into that spinal flexion or roundness. Once you get fully round, start to extend, segment by segment. Again, tuning in to what feels like it's contracting or shortening to make this action happen in your body. Good, you're 30 seconds in. Keep moving at your own pace. Rounding segment by segment. And then arching segment by segment. And breathing. Breath is your friend. Nice. Okay, if you're doing that lateral flexion version, you're going to switch your sides now. If you're doing any of the other variations, you can just keep going, get a little bonus time for yourself. We're just at that halfway point. Nice. And again, I invite you, if you find a spot that really feels like you've got several vertebrae moving at one chunk, slow down as you move through that section. Maybe even pause and take a deep and full breath in and out. Sometimes just taking a deep breath can help our bodies feel safe to move in a new way. And that's really what our Kinstretch practice is all about. You've got 20 seconds left, team. Keep finding your own pace, gathering this information that your body is willing to give you today, feeling out what you can access and what you can't yet access, and just making, as always, some non-judgmental notes about those things. 3, 2, 1. Fantastico. Okay, so we're going to set up now in sort of a hip bridge or glute thrust position. So Will's going to come onto our couch, and he's going to set up such that his upper back will be supported on the edge of the couch. And this is one of the variables that we're going to play with to help you drive movement to particular sections of your spine. So again, this is assuming that you can segment, that you have some awareness of where your sticky spots are, and now we're really going to hand you some more tools to turn up the intensity of the work and zero in on those sticky zones. If anything feels sketchy at all, we invite you to come out of it. I want you to feel strong muscle contractions, but nothing should make you feel scared or nervous, okay? So what I'm going to have, just watch one rep here for a second. We'll go ahead and set up in like a partial bridge. So your butt is off the ground, your shoulders are on the ground. Nice. Let's walk you on just a little bit more. Perfect. So he's got the edge of the couch just like below the shoulder blades here. And then from here, lower the hips a little bit. Yep. He's going to start to curl the tail under and round the spine, moving up until he gets to that sensation of the edge of the couch, wherever that is. And then he's going to start to arch and work his way up to that same section. Good. And then sit down for a second. Now, Will chose to start both of those from the tail and moving up. You could also undo your roundness from that touch point back down to the tail. That's really a matter of what feels most logical to you in the moment, yeah? It's not so important that you always start from the tail and move upwards. All right, so we're gonna work for time with this one. And you're just gonna pick that spot just below the shoulder blades, and then on the second round, we'll let you choose if you wanna be more upstream or more downstream to drive movement to those particular parts. All right, so set yourself up in that low bridge, so the hips are slightly off the ground. Hands could be behind the head if your neck is irritated here, or you could stick your pillow under your head. That's a great option as well. Start to round, tucking your tailbone under, rounding each segment of your spine up until you find that part of your back that is touching the couch. Pause there and then start to find extension. either from the tail moving up or from the couch moving down, your choice. Keep working here, team, you're doing great. Legs are gonna feel some work, yes, especially backs of the legs and butt. Keep your feet heavy and pressing into the floor. Each time you segment through your spine, try to get a little more specific, especially as you approach that couch edge. Good, almost there. Keep working, keep breathing. 3, 2, 1, and set down. Nice. Now, you get to decide if you want to move downstream a bit or upstream a bit. For most of us, we'll probably want to move a little bit downstream. So that means Will's going to put more of his body on the couch. He's going to set up in that partial bridge. And you can really get very precise here, especially if you've got a firmer couch, with which part of your spine you're keeping still. And again, everything that's on the couch is going to stay still. Everything below that couch is going to segment. So pick your poison, set up for that new rep. Deep breath in, feel your feet sturdy, legs strong. Start to tuck your tail under. Rounding segment by segment. When you reach that part where you're just that last section just below the touch point of the couch, try to hold there, get a little bit more, and then slowly find extension, segment by segment. Nice. You got it, team. You're on the clock. Keep working at your own pace. If the legs feel like the limiting factor, again, this is an intermediate class, but you could rest down in between reps. Give yourself a little rest and then reset. But if you can, challenge yourself to use your strength to stay in that bridged position, partial bridged position. Nice. You got it. Ooh, yes. Hello. Keep working for 3, 2, 1, and then relax. Nice. Good, 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 good. Okay, so now you're going to you're going to scoot yourself away from the couch. This is where you'll need your book. So we're going to grab that book. I lied. You're going to keep your head facing towards your couch for the reverse crunch. Yeah. So just have your book nearby. We're not going to use it right away, but we'll want it to be handy. If you happen to have the kind of couch where you can stick your hands underneath, that would be super handy. We don't have that with our fake couch, so Will's going to hold the sides of the box here. We're going to start with a few reps focusing on the eccentric part of our reverse crunch type movement, where we're rolling the spine back down to the mat. So watch one if you'd like, because once you're in position, you won't be able to see much. Will's going to use momentum and his arms to really curl up into a little ball. And then from here, he's going to slowly place himself back onto the floor as best he can, vertebra by vertebra. And the arms will help some, but we'd like you to challenge yourself to use your trunk muscles to control this spinal articulation. Yeah? The other factor here is the further the thighs are away from your chest, the heavier the lever of your legs is. So that's a way to add challenge to the rep. The closer your knees stay to your chest, the easier it will be to roll down. So we're going to do a short set just like this, and then we'll show you how to add a little segmentation specificity in the next round. All right, here we go, team. Knees into the chest, use a little momentum, use your arms, curl yourself up into a ball, resting on your shoulders. Make sure you're not pressing on your neck. And then start to smoothly roll down, segment by segment, using your arms only as much as you need them. And that might be a lot in the beginning, might get less and less as you get stronger with this class. Keep working through this little movement sequence at your own pace. No need to count reps. We're working for time here. See if you can breathe and move. Very nice. You got another 15 seconds here. Maybe grab one last rep, and as you're rolling down, see if you can tune in. Is there a place on the roll down where you start to feel like you're not able to be as specific with your segmentation? Or maybe where you just feel like you really don't have control and you just kind of flump to the floor. I have one of those. Okay, relax. Good. So we're going to use our book to help us start to build control in that place where we're less specific with our segmentation, or the place where you kind of drop out. So say that place was like basically like right behind the belly button for you. We'd want to place the book underneath so that the edge of the book or the spine of the book is right just south of that belly button spot. I don't know if I did that well for you, Will, so I'm going to let you do it. Yeah. Slash, that might not be your spot. Same momentum to curl up, and then we're going to peel ourselves down until you can like feel the edge of the book, but you're not resting yet on the book, and you're going to hold there and try to get more sensation of rounding or flexing that segment of your spine. Cool? So you'll feel it when you do it. Yes, our couch is quite movable, so I'm going to help anchor it down. All right, here we go, team. Again, we're going to work for time. No need to count your reps. So get that book situated where you need it to be. Crunch and kick yourself up. Use your arms as much as you need to. Take a breath. Make sure you can breathe. And then start to slowly peel down, segment by segment, feeling for that first sensation of contact with the book. Not where it's supporting you, but where you're just making contact. Hold there. Try to get a little more flexion, and then slowly release onto the book. Whoo, mamas! Yeah, so you're going to feel potentially some really new sensations waking up in this like lower abdominal zone, which tends to be a sleepy spot for many of us. Okay, shall we go again?
Please.
Okay, ready, go. Curl on up. Peel yourself down. And again, this is going to take different amounts of time for everyone, so that's why we're doing a time set here. Don't want you to feel like you have to match Will's pace. When you feel that first sensation of the book, hold, get a good isometric contraction, and then release it. Nice. Okay. One more here. Curl up. Peeling on down. Again, try to use your arms only as much as you need to. Let your trunk work. And then release it. Good. Nice. Okay. Now, your choice. Move the book further south, a little further south, if that's where your no man's land is, or a little further north, right? Just depends where you want to direct that work. You can also pick different spots as you do successive retakes of this class and just fill in all your gaps. It'll be magical. Okay, grab onto your couch and kick yourself up. Focus on that slow descent, peeling yourself down. Really tuning in. Where do I begin to feel the sensation of the book touching my skin? Can I pause right there? And can I try to curl my tail towards my nose a little bit more? And then relax it.
How long a hold do you think?
So I was just going to say, I'm not dictating the length of the hold because that will be different based on your strength. But I just want you to have a moment where you go, I'm owning this position and I'm fighting for more. And then you can let it go. Yeah, so you can challenge yourself with a longer hold or a shorter hold if that's all you can manage. Keep working. Will always keeps me honest about the science of my programs. How many seconds? Which side? It's great. It's great. Good. Yeah. Whoo, hoo, hoo, hoo. Yeah. And as you do the class over and over again, change up the length of those holds. You could work the same spot, but challenge yourself to do a longer hold next time you take it. This is the thing about intermediate land. You get more choices, more options, and more autonomy in your practice. Yeah, buddy. All right, gang, last 15 seconds. Make it count. Use your breath, use your strength. You got it, team. You're doing so well. 3, 2, 1. Resolve that last rep and let it go. Okay, so we've now really woken up the regressive tissue of the action of spinal flexion. So now we're going to do a little bit of PAILs and rails for that lumbar flexion position. So you'll come back to having your feet towards the couch and your head away from the couch. You will need your pillow. I think I might just stay here. I'm going to be in your way, actually. Okay, So you want to sit. You're gonna lie on your back. You're gonna have your pillow real close by, and you're gonna rest your feet on the couch seat. From here, you're gonna use your legs a little bit and use your same muscles that we were working with before to curl up. You can just watch this rep and then we'll do it all together. So Will's trying to get as round and as scooped as he can be in his low back, like belly button to tailbone area. Then he's gonna swing that pillow around and set it up in such a way that it feels like it props him in that rounded position. He might even find, and you might find, that you can get a little rounder. You can sort of drop that part of your spine behind your belly button even a little closer to the floor once you have some support under your lower sacrum and tailbone area. And then the legs are actually pretty relaxed here once we get into position. So go ahead and find that rounding of your low back and then get the pillow underneath such that it really supports you. If you feel a clear stretch in your lower back muscle tissues, you can adjust the pillow either further south or further north, or try to fold it up a little higher to try to bow that stretch and lean into that stretch a little bit more. Though it's worth noting that a lot of people won't feel a clear stretch through the lower back tissues in this position.
Feels a bit just like the skin is pulling for me.
Yeah, you might just have that sensation of like the skin stretching a little bit, and that's all good. As long as you're in that kind of rounded position, I used to call it the J shape in Pilates. Whoop, that's what we're going for. So take some breaths here. We're not gonna do a long passive stretch hold, but I do want you to breathe and check in with yourself. So as you breathe in, I want you to let your belly expand, and see if you could also imagine that your breath is expanding the tissue on the back side of your body, so that you're stretching deeper with the breath because you're filling from the inside, like you're filling a balloon, front to back, side to side, 360. You can even close your eyes if you'd like and tune into what sensations are present for you. Try to let your feet be supported, let your hips relax. Good. Really let your spine sink down towards the floor, in between the pillow and where you are touching the floor. And then from here, we want to keep our body in this position, but start to find a PAILs effort, which will be as though you are trying to spike your tailbone down into the pillow and move your low back into an arch, but the pillow is propping you in that rounded position. So as you begin to access this, go slow, start at a low intensity, and just slowly increase towards a 50% effort. And the feet might help a little bit here, but we don't want to let them run the show. We're trying to get a feeling of the muscles that are long in our low back, trying to contract in such a way that would pull you into an arch, but that pillow is propping up your tailbone and keeping it still. Once you find your 50%, if that's feeling good, you can slowly increase to 80%. And if that's still feeling good, you can move up to your greatest, safest effort, feeling your whole body get involved. Hold that contraction, whatever percentage feels like maximum safe for you, for 5, 4, 3, 2, stay in position. 1, now actively try to curl your tailbone off of the pillow towards your nose. Actively try to draw the part of your back that isn't touching pillow or floor towards the floor. Get more spinal flexion. This is gonna hopefully feel like that stuff that we've been working all of class, lower ab stuff. Hold a strong contraction there, the best one you can find, for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, slowly fade that away, and as you relax, just let yourself be a hammock. Hammock on a tropical island. Take a few deep breaths. Good. We're going to do one more set of these. We're just going to take a little rest here so you can feel recovered. I want you to come back to that belly breathing, feeling your breath expand and stretch your belly, expand and stretch your back. And if you're getting a clearer feeling of where your stretch is, feel free to adjust that pillow a little bit and really get specific and fine-tuned with yourself. Specific. Words are hard, team. It's just how it is. Okay, round 2. Deep breath in, create a little bit of that intra-abdominal pressure, even though you're in this J shape, and then start trying to spike your tailbone into the pillow. Start trying to find a way to arch your low back, but that pillow is, in the way. Slowly but surely, moving at a pace that feels very safe to you, incrementally increasing, work up to 50% effort. Good, and then gradually work up to 80% effort. And if that's still feeling good and safe, work up to your greatest, safest effort and hold. Maintain. See if you can breathe even though you're at a very high effort for 5, 4, 3, 2, stay in position. 1, try to curl the tailbone up off of that pillow. Try to get more of your low back to bend towards the floor. Ramp up whatever contractions you're feeling on the front side of your body, that like low, deep ab stuff. Maybe waking up for the first time ever. Keep working here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then slowly relax. Fantastico. Okay. Use your legs to lift your hips up and slide that pillow off to the side and come on down to the floor and just settle. See what you feel and what you notice here. Take a few deep breaths. Just integrate that experience. And then we're going to do one more spinal segmentation, very active spinal segmentation variation. So I'll have you watch one and then we'll do a timed set together. You're going to start seated with your knees bent and your heels digging into the floor. Now, if possible, I would be in all of your living rooms giving you a tug on the ankles. I'd both be trying to pull this way such that you have to pull back towards you, and I would be trying to lift up so that you have to dig down into the floor. And that's just going to help activate the back line of the leg, which will help us turn off the front side of the hip, which tend to want to dominate this movement. Nothing wrong with that per se. We're trying to train the spine, so we don't really want to train hip flexion. We want to really try to train spinal segmentation. So as you go through this move, we're going to focus on slowly rolling ourselves down to the floor. The more you can keep those heels active, digging down and also pulling towards your butt, the better. All right, so we'll show you one. Dig those heels in, Will. Arms can get out of the way in a little hug or can reach forward. Will's going to dig his heels in, tuck his tail under, and try to roll his belt buckle away from the tops of his thighs. Then he's going to start really focusing on segment by segment coming into contact with the floor. Keep digging those heels, keep rolling, keep digging, keep rolling, keep digging until he's all the way down, and then you can relax at the bottom, yeah? So then any way you want to, bring yourself back up. You can grab onto one of your legs and give a little kick. We don't want to use a lot of effort through the trunk to reset our rep. We're just going to spend our effort on the way down. All right, gang, so come on to that seated position. Dig your heels into the floor. Put your arms either in a nice hug or to give a little assistance to yourself. If this feels very, very challenging to go smoothly, you can reach your arms forward and that'll actually help you out a little bit. Tuck your tail under and start to roll yourself down. Again, your speed is going to vary here, but the slower you can go, the harder you're going to work. Yeah? This happens to feel easy for you, which some people are going to laugh when I say that, but if this happens to feel easy for you, slow your roll, okay? Literally. All right, keep working, team. We're on the clock. Dig those heels in, tuck the tail under, dig the heels, especially if you feel this hip stuff turn on. Dig your heels more. Dig, 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 dig. Yes, 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 yes. So nice, so nice. Good, we're almost there. Keep working. Breathing if you can. It's challenging to breathe when we're focusing on something new, but I promise you that breath will fuel your work. Segment by segment. Yes. This might get smoother as you go, or you might reach the glass ceiling of fatigue, and then it will not be so smooth. So do your best to go smooth throughout, moving your way down. We're almost there, gang. We got 10 seconds. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you're mid-rep, go ahead and roll on down to the floor and relax. All right, gang, we hope you enjoyed this intermediate spine work. We'd love to hear how it felt for you, and please bring your questions. We would love to help clear things up for you.